ZZ109FM, this is Elsie. Jenkins, Lord have mercy. It is 2026. We're out here on the planet. We're surviving, but I tell you now, all these earthquakes going on the planet, are we near the ending times? Lord have mercy. Mm. How is your life? Are you living right? Are you treating people right? Are you praying every night when you go to sleep? Who's forgetting to say their prayers? You lost your damn mind. Earthquakes all over the place, 7 point or higher. And I'm telling you now, don't start shaking. Don't be afraid. Because right now you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be calm and you're supposed to be ready. Don't start shaking now. If you're shaking means because you ain't doing what you're supposed to be damn doing, which is appreciating and praying and counting your damn blessings. Yeah, it's a little too late to start shaking. Okay, when the time comes, the time comes. You just got to stand there and hope that you are one of the few chosen ones. That's as simple as it gets. Lord have mercy. All right. Let's go. We got a couple areas we're going to cover today on today's show. Hopefully you're out here having a good life, a good summer. Good news and bad news all over the planet. We're just trying to give a different perspective of this news. Let's start with the inevitable. You know, when you're president and you go out here and you burn bridges, there are what we call consequences. There are consequences for doing such. This isn't new news. This is old news. This is something that someone can sit down with you and say, you know, sir, if you keep doing these things, this is what's gonna inevitably happen. So, you know, if you've been keeping up with President Charlie, he's been doing a lot of things, sending a lot of people out of the country, taking a lot of people with brown skin, mind you, sending all the brown skinned people out of the United States for some reason. Oh, that's right, because they're immigrants. New rule you want to come up with because, you know, this whole country's full of people that developed this country in an immigrant form or fashion. Nonetheless, now we're going to send them away. Okay. Um, and this war over there, going back and forth and hitting people and destroying people's property and livelihoods. Okay. We're going to see the after effects of that right here. A New York student trying to travel through the airport. Okay? An American, let's just break it down. An American trying to travel through the airport like nothing's going on in the world. I'm not blaming you, young lady. But you're going to have to realize that one of y'all is going to have to get it. Once you go through these people's establishments, it's that simple. They're pissed. They're upset. And they're not going to be working with integrity, doing their job and having a blind eye to who you are. No, they're going to see you an American and they're going to prepare for you to come through their checkpoint. It's that simple. So how do we get to this point? A New York student is sentenced to a year in Dubai prison after touching an airport security guard during layover. You know, some people that create the news just don't have any integrity in their development of their news. They just throw together whatever they want to throw together. Because this sounds like it's a totally different situation going on. Oh, she's at the airport touching security guards. Ooh. You know you don't touch nobody in those countries. Keep your hands to yourself. That's a no-no. You don't do that. In those countries, you can't even yell out loud and scream like you're celebrating something, because that's a crime in some of those countries. disturbing the peace is a crime in some of those countries. You can't even do that. Got to be careful as to your conduct. Kissing in public. Some of those countries, you cannot kiss in public. Affection, show affection, however you want to put it. In this situation, Santos is just trying to get through the airport to take her hind parts back to New York City. And she can't seem to get out of that country. Now, the news here, as we continue to read, don't sound like she's just sitting there touching people. It says she was subjected to unpleasant, humiliating, and offensive searches when traveling from Istanbul to New York via the international hub. Now, if you're going to touch me inappropriately more than one time, you might get knocked in your head. Why? Because you're touching me inappropriately. It's unpleasant what you're doing to me. You're going to keep touching me and it's unpleasant and I'm not going to hold you accountable? And then you want to humiliate me as you touch me and think I'm not going to have a certain type of feeling about the humiliation? And you dealing with an American black woman, you done lost your damn mind. You done lost your mind. You gonna catch something as soon as she decides she's gonna go ahead and take it to your ass. If she's a real American black woman. Yeah. Elizabeth's experience transitioning through Dubai International Airport, it says, has left our organization detained. Anyway, she's detained and calling for increased travel warnings to U.S. citizens. Look here, Mr. Riyadh Sterling, whoever the hell your ass is. From day one, when we were throwing people out of America, going into countries and stirring up the beehives, there should have been a personal knowledge for anyone outside the country that you are not safe. You are no longer safe. The livelihoods that you have built outside of the country are at stake due to the choices made by the current administration. So this is just one example of what we do here, because I'm going to tell you now, there's a lot that we do not hear going on when it comes to the safety of American citizens. We don't know. There's people out here losing their lives, losing their families, losing their properties, losing everything over the choices of an administration. So Santos, here you are, stuck in that country, and because you do what so many other black women do on the planet, you reacted. You're now subject to 1 year in prison because you can't react to security guards in Dubai. You have to sit there and take it. When you go to these countries, you got to know these rules, okay? If they're going to stick snakes up your butt, you got to let them stick them up your butt till you get out the country. Then you can complain. You got to know this before you go to the country, that you can have a snake stuck up your butt. You got to know that. You don't get to the country, find out after the fact, and get upset about it because it's in the handbook. You can't. That's one thing about black people. We're ass backwards. We don't read the shit first. We go ahead and try to assemble it, and then when we can't get it to stand up because it's crooked, then we go get the manual. I don't know we can blame weed for that. I think that's just an ass backwards thing about our brown-skinned people. Elizabeth only intended to transit through Dubai for 6 hours, but she's been there for months on end. So who knows how long she's been there. She's lost money because she can't get back to work, can't get back to school. She's paying for lawyers. She's an American citizen that's been over there for months, and you're telling me the United States of America hasn't stepped in? Oh, I'm sorry. It's because she's brown. That's right. She's a brown lady. I should have added that part. Guess she's just going to be stuck over there with snakes up her butt. 1 year in prison. But if everything goes well, she'll be detained until she can book a flight out of UAE. She tried to book a flight out, but y'all held her. Y'all stuck snakes up her butt, and then now you detained her. All these false promises you're going to get till you can finally see America. Because if you can't see America right now, you stuck in Dubai. Do we feel sorry for our American people that are outside the country? I don't, because your ass is out there. You should have a minimal knowledgeable base that you are at risk once you step out of America. No place is safe. Moving on. Sit there with snakes up your butt all you want to. But you should have read the handbook. If you'd known that you had to go through that customs and they're going to put a snake up your butt, you better just get ready for it. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Oh, and by the way, let's get into, since we're on that side of the world, let's go into this WNBA because they're connected, believe it or not. One thing I notice is Emirates. Emirates is everywhere on these players' uniforms, the referees' uniforms. Emirates is also kind of embedded in this situation we're dealing with. These airports, Emirates, planes, Emirates. So it looks like we're supporting people that won't let our people out the country. That's what it looks like to me. Emirates is the planes, okay, flying back and forth, getting people over to those countries like Dubai. And then you've got our WNBA players with Emirates on their uniforms, and you've got the referees with Emirates on their referee uniforms. Tear that emblem off of there. Are you taking money for? Are they supporting you guys? Because they damn sure ain't supporting our American people trying to get through their airports. You tear that stuff off of your damn uniforms and stop playing games with these people. So we've gotten into the WNBA because let's talk about it. Okay, you got your. Let me tell you something. You coaches out there, and I had to give them a little bit of credit because this team, okay, this team is an expansion team we're talking about. I get it. An expansion team, Toronto is still learning. We get it. They're learning. Coaches are learning. Everyone's learning. But you still have to coach. And you've got a player on your team, Mabry, that is out there, and we're gonna be honest with you. She's out there hogging the ball, ain't passing it like she could be passing it, and spreading the wealth. She's actually on a mission. You can tell when a player is on a mission. She's shooting the ball, and she is trying to accomplish a mission. Well, if it was to break the record for most points scored in the game, you failed your mission at the expense of your team. Oh, you won the game, but your teammates are looking at you like, well, I have missions and goals that I'm trying to accomplish when I'm out here too. It's not all about you, Ms. Mabry. And then the other players that were able to finally shoot three-pointers, they could have probably shot as many three-pointers as Ms. Mabry. Because this team wasn't playing no real defense against the three-point threat. They was allowing that threat to go up in the air. If it went in, it went in. And it was going in multiple times. But you see, the problem I have with this is the bettors. You've got people out here. Yes, it isn't a guaranteed thing. But when you have a player out here shooting the ball, scoring 53 points, and not thinking about the rest of the team, what are we betting for? Because no one's going to get their points if one person is shooting 53 damn points in a game. And with that being said, if you're right there at the record, you should all be able to huddle like you've been damn huddling the whole game and say, girl, you might as well go ahead and hit this last shot and break the record. Why would you go off of the court as a team with the player scoring 53 points and she doesn't break the record that night? Is this a red flag that someone higher says, don't you break that record? Is this the same manipulating force that is manipulating the players' scores per night? Because if it is, why are we betting? These scores, these points that they're making are being manipulated. You shouldn't be able to manipulate a record. You should be, as a coach, be saying, you go out there and you get that ball to Mabry so she can hit this last shot and break the record. She had plenty of time to do it. She was on the court most of the damn game. People are checking in and checking out, but she's still on the court. Is she on a mission? She don't need a break like the rest of the 4 people that just went off and 4 people went on. She gets to stay on the court. Harrison, who is somebody I bet on to get only 14 points, only got 9 points. Because as soon as she came on the court, she was taken off the court. Mabry stayed on. Mabry stayed on. She went off the court eventually, but a majority of the game she stayed on the court while everyone else checked in and checked out. Now, of course, you stay on the court and you shoot, you're going to be able to get 53 damn points a game. Especially if you get to shoot. But as you can see, someone said, nah, you ain't breaking no record tonight. And guess what she didn't do? She didn't break the record. So it's obvious that there's control going on here. Because I wouldn't give a damn. I'm shooting this last shot. And I'm going to be the top dog until someone breaks my record. Who doesn't want to be the top dog? Please tell me. That's the whole thing about being in a competitive nature of sports, is to be the top dog. That means more money for you, more endorsements. You're going to stay at the same level as the rest of these suckers on this list? Look at the list of suckers on here that she could have bypassed. Top names, if you ask me: Aja Wilson, Liz Cambridge, Kuna Williams, Raya Moore. And look at these years they got the points. 20, 23, 18, 13, 14. Years ago. It's time for a new leader. Time for someone else to set their damn example for some of these people. Doesn't make any damn sense that she walked off the court without breaking the record. Shameful on the coach. And I think you can't blame the teammates. But I'm going to blame you, because you have to encourage your star to be a star whenever you have the opportunity. You should have huddled up and said, you know what? The hell with these people. You hit this last shot and you become the leader of this list. That's real basketball. What we saw last night is fake basketball, because y'all ain't trying to be realistic and play and win and evolve in the WNBA. You ain't trying. You ain't trying. You're there, you're playing, you're acting. Everyone's playing their role. And someone that's pushing the buttons is saying, let's see if we can get Mabry to play her role tonight. No, do not break the record. She followed the instructions. Good. The coach followed the instructions. Good. The teammates ain't got no choice. They being checked in and checked out while she stays on the court. We have control of this WNBA. The fans should have been appalled. The fans should have been appalled because she should have broke the record last night. They should have gave her a standing ovation, and then she should have walked off the court a hero. But the underlying powers won again. And she is not a hero today. She's just one of these average people that got 53 points. There's nothing special about what she did in that game. You've hit 54 points. Now you can look at yourself on a whole new level. But you can't, because you got the same amount they got, meaning you just as average as them other three people. Moving on. And if you look at our AI cartoons, this is what those players around here were kind of just, they weren't saying it, but you could see it on their face. Pass the ball. Really? Seriously? And she's just shooting her ass off. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Wow. Of course you're going to get 25 points and a half. 30 points and a half. You're shooting the ball every time you get it. We all know you can make the shots, but the point is they're not playing defense in a way that's making you or forcing you to have to find another alternative to get your points. That defense sat back and let you have the three. If you made it, no problem. Hopefully you'd miss it and they would come back down and try to keep up with your team. But no, she made the shots. We get it. Okay, we get it. But that's not team effort. That's not a team working together. And if you want to win championships, which they have none because they're an expansion team, you have to work together. These coaches are not, these real coaches y'all have to play later are not going to let her sit up there and shoot like that. They're going to double team her ass every time. Hell's wrong with you people. All right, so as you look at the world here, let's end this show with a very, very simple comparison. We've been comparing things, comparing people, looking at how the administration is throwing Americans into jail cells outside the country, not coming to their help. There's no superhero to save you once you're taken into custody outside the United States. Nobody's going to save you. With that being said, no one is going to save Hampton, Virginia. Hampton, Virginia versus Cary, Virginia. Now, I was listening to Cary, Virginia. People in Cary are all upset because their property taxes, they got to pay more in property taxes. You know, when you got to pay more in a time when you don't have more, that's concerning to everybody. We gets it. But then I did my due diligence and looked at this whole scenario, and I said to myself, you know what? Let's take a look at this situation here. I thought it was amazing when I saw these numbers. The Hampton budget compared to the Cary, North Carolina budget. Let me tell you something. $643 million. Hampton budget is $643 million. And if you live in Hampton, you know that Hampton is a place where if you live there, it's because you've been there forever. And if you work there and go there, you don't want to retire there. You don't want to stay there permanently. Overall, Hampton is a dump. DUMP, dump. Why? Because the infrastructure, and I thought it was a very, very good explanation. The infrastructure in Hampton versus Cary was literally designed to be unsafe, unsuburban, un-upper middle class community. Yeah. Hampton is not uppity up people. They're not. You got your nice community here, and then you go 17 miles, you got a nice community here, but the rest is a dump. DUMP. Hampton is the opposite of Cary. Hampton has very high crime, low medium income, low education levels, older housing stock, weak job market, low performing schools. The design is not a master plan suburban design. And they still have a high tax base. They have more money, but they're not using that money back into the community, back into a plan that will help push Hampton standards to national levels. See, Cary has a standard that was designed from the beginning. It was designed to be safe, suburban, upper middle class community. So it's very simple now when you think about it. This whole situation about what city you're in is based on its initial creation. If it wasn't created to be a safe suburban upper middle class community, it never will be. And these people in these type of cities that ask for these things will never get them. This shit is so simple. If you want that safe suburban upper middle class community, guess what you have to do? Anyone out there? You have to move to it. You're not going to get it in Hampton. What you get in Hampton is what you got. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't never going to change, and they're going to always keep asking for more while you maintain with less. This is about as simple as I can break it down for you. ZZ109FM Talk Radio. This is Elsie Jenkins. If you don't understand what the hell I just said, you part of the problem. You that black person that don't read. You that black person that thinks that priorities don't matter. Weed is the most important thing in your life. What else? Too lazy to create a budget. Is that you? Are you listening? Is that you? Too lazy to create a budget? Just spend. Oh, I'm out of money. Yeah, because you didn't manage your damn money you had. Another show for another time, suckers. Back to the Hampton-Cary situation. Yeah, if you're in Hampton, you've got to move, you got to leave. You got to find that there's different communities out there that start on this safe, suburban, upper middle class community from the get-go, from the beginning. And now it's just a matter of maintaining this with your budget. Now, for Cary to maintain this, their budget is $573 million, way less than Hampton. But it's way less because they already starting on the high end. Most of their community is practically brand new. So you don't need $600 million. They only need $573 million to maintain what they currently have. Uh, it's amazing when we look at the whole situation of life. People get so stuck, can't let things go. Life is pulled from beneath their feet, and what's left behind is the remnants of the remnants. What's the word you would use? Complacency. You see, some people get comfortable. On a planet you don't have to get comfortable on. You can move. You can migrate. If something's not right where you are, you can migrate somewhere else. That's the whole beauty of the planet Earth. Complaining about your situation is not going to fix it. You got to migrate away from the problems and go somewhere where people get it, where people understand. Um, and that's the problem with older minded, old school people. They're complacent. They're tired. They lived a life of fighting white folks, being sprayed by water, being bitten by dogs. Yep, black folks are tired. They're tired, they're tired. When they get to this point in life, they don't feel like moving. They don't feel like downsizing. They just want to sit there until their last days. Let somebody else deal with the next level. It is what it is, and if you allow that mentality to fester, you'll be like so many other people I've seen in the last few months leave the planet, and everything you work for is just sitting there for someone else to have to deal with and manage. When you should have managed it years ago, downsized and found yourself something better, something worthwhile, something worth having. So your vision when you leave here, not that it matters, does it? Does it matter? What's the last thing you want to see? You want to be like this young lady in Dubai. Last thing she sees is a jail prison cell. Or do you want to be somewhere like in Cary where everything is white and right, clean like a dream, all the amenities, everything looks beautiful in Cary? Or do you want to have that vision of Hampton, Virginia? If the sun isn't bright outside, everything looks dark and dingy, used and worn, dilapidated. That's the last thing you see. It may not matter. It may not matter. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. However you look at this last ending times and ending days as to what am I going to see when I transition from this planet. I guess you have to have a mindset today that, well, if I have control over this, I want to be around the most pleasantries for my eyesight. It could be a beautiful garden of flowers and butterflies. And so be it. Because the materialistic things we have here, whether they're clean and presentable or dingy and dilapidated, it is what it is. It's beyond my control. You guys take care. Lord have mercy. Make no damn sense.